My name is Jayani.
Hi, I'm Shehanka Kulatunga.
I am a food writer, blogger, and the author of pekishme.com.
I'm a mother of two, and I'm the owner and founder of Holy Belly Restaurant.
Cooking for me is therapy.
Cooking is actually a stress relief for me.
It's an absolute art form.
My love for food have made me open up the restaurant.
That brings together different flavors, different textures.
My favorite cuisine is Sri Lankan, and I love cooking Sri Lankan food.
Different nuances that enhance the quality of life in general.
The spices and the aromas and all, I just love it.
I would like to introduce myself as a creator in general. I write horror stories in my spare time and indulge in poetry, and I love cooking. So the reason why I got into food blogging is because of that same reason, because cooking for myself was the only way that I could indulge in the food that I loved and that I experienced around the world. So what I will be doing during these episodes is take you around the world in a journey of food. I will be concentrating in Italian food and fusion of Sri Lankan spices and the flavors that make your mouth water. I hope you are as excited as me about this. Welcome to my home. Today, I'm going to be presenting you with my go-to fried chicken recipe. So first and foremost, as I always say with proteins, it's very, very important to marinate your protein so that all the flavors of the protein comes through, and all the flavors that we are adding into it comes through as well, mixed together with the proteins. So for that, we need 1 cup of milk, which I'm going to pour in here now. And to this, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of lime. Why I'm adding the lime is because lime and milk together helps to sort of thicken that milk in a way that it coats the chicken pieces evenly. If you just put milk into it, that wouldn't be thick enough for the liquid to cling on to the chicken. Mix that all in. I'm using chicken drumlets in this recipe because it's very important that the chicken pieces cook right through when you are frying it. And we are using a regular stovetop fryer for this, and we don't have high pressure frying machines. Therefore, if you are using big chicken pieces like the thighs or the legs, make sure you put it in the oven for a couple of minutes so that it cooks right through, and then you get to the frying process. So into this, I'm adding my secret ingredients. This is the Sri Lankan curry powder, 1 heaped teaspoon. To this, I am also adding chili flakes for that extra bit of flavor, and paprika, and the most important ingredient of any dish, salt. To this, I'm also adding a small teaspoon of oregano, which will help enhance the flavor. Mix that all in. So you can see that the milk is nice and thick right now with the lime juice. In addition to adding flavor, it also, like I mentioned earlier, thickens the gravy so that it sticks to the chicken. We also need 1 egg in this recipe. So what I'm going to do is just break it in, just roughly just beat the egg and pour it into the mixture. Make sure you mix it all in, the milk and the egg, everything together. Now this needs to rest. It needs to marinate for at least 1 hour in the fridge. Keep it in the fridge so that the protein does not get affected by the temperature. So while my chicken drumlets are marinating in the fridge right now, I'm going to get to the flour mixture, which is a very simple mix of bits and pieces, herbs, and the spices that goes into my chicken. This makes a crust of the chicken. So let's begin. First off, we need a cup of flour. This is just regular flour that I'm using. Let's throw that into a bowl. Again, my trusty chili flakes, half a teaspoon, paprika, half a teaspoon, salt. I throw in like around 3/4 of a teaspoon there. Oregano. What I'm doing basically here is just reflecting all the ingredients I've thrown into the marinade. So I'm replicating the flavors so that the flavors will get enhanced while I'm getting the fry on. Again, Sri Lankan curry powder. 1 heaped teaspoon of that, you can never go wrong with that. And pepper, just half a teaspoon for a bit of a kick. Mix that all in. And voila, your flour mixture is done. So my chicken has been marinating for about an hour in the fridge. I think it's now ready to get fried. So what I'm now going to do is put some coconut oil on the fire with my trusty pan, and we are going to get frying. So my oil is heating up here, but how do you know that your oil is heated enough? We have tests for that. So you take a little bit of this mixture, just a tiny bit, and just carefully drop it in, and if it makes a scattering sound like that, if it makes a hissing sound as it hits the oil, you know that your oil is ready to go. So onto the recipe back again. What you need to do is just take each piece of this chicken drumlet, put it in the flour mixture, coat it well, very well, so that it covers everything in the chicken drumlet, and slowly and carefully just lower it into your oil. You can do that rest with the rest of the chicken as well. What you're aiming for is a beautiful golden brown on the outside, but the chicken needs to be in the pan for approximately 15 minutes for the chicken to cook right through. And this is something you need to be very, very careful with in proteins, because properly cooked proteins are the way to go. As you can see, the crust is forming beautifully. Just let it sit there while it does its trick. And when it's ready, we'll take it out. So the chicken is being beautifully brown. It's time to take them out. On to the next batch. It's a very, very quick and easy recipe that is the go-to for all those fried chicken cravings. A little something to remember about the flame, it needs to be consistent right throughout your fry, because if you lower the heat, the chicken tends to absorb a lot of oil, and therefore it won't be as crunchy. So just remember that when you are doing the frying. This batch is also done, so we are just going to fish it out of the oil. You actually wouldn't believe that something so simple could taste so delicious. Fried chicken is not the most refined of all recipes, but the way that we are making it, there's a lot of flavors infused in it that it is very much like fine dining. So my chicken is beautifully done, it's looking beautifully crusty, and the smell is amazing. So I'm just going to transfer the whole lot here to this. So I am done plating up this beautifully fried crispy chicken. And I have prepared a sweet chili sauce to go with it. Actually, you don't really need anything because it is flavorsome of its own. So now for the ultimate taste test. It's still very hot, beautifully pink. It's cooked right through. It's not overcooked. Amazing. It really is wonderful what you can do with just a handful of ingredients and a bit of oil, heated oil. That crust is really crunchy. It just goes pop in your mouth with flavor. And the chicken just literally melts in your mouth. This, I tell you, is your ultimate midnight fix for those fried cravings.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Homemade. When I was a kid, I was the only child, so whenever I come after school, my mom and father both used to go to work, so I was alone and I was always with my maid, and I always love helping her around when she's cooking. My love for food have made me open up a restaurant, and if you come check us out, you will find out that I have collaborated many cuisines together and I have made up the menu. In this series, I'll be cooking some of Italian food and some of American. And today I'm going to prepare bruschetta and a prawn canape. Bruschetta is a very easy dish to make. You can just make it with 4 ingredients. I host a lot of house parties and I always prepare it for my friends and they love it. These are the ingredients I'm going to use today: a baguette, garlic, butter, chili flakes, rosemary, pepper, salt, olive oil, prawns, and some basil leaves. So first, let's start with the baguette. I'm going to slice it. I'm going to apply some butter in it. And I'm going to heat the pan on a very low heat and place the slices. I just wanted to toss it a little bit so that it's crispy and nice. Let it cook it on the pan until it's a little bit crispy. When you're serving it, it's crispy and nice. You can even just cut the bread and use it without cooking it, but I would rather cook it because I like the crispy taste. While the bread is getting toasted, I'm going to start with the bruschetta topping. So first you have to cut the cherry tomatoes. Just chop it into small pieces. And using different colors so that it looks good. I think the bread is almost done. You can take it out. I don't want it to be burnt. And now I'm going to keep on chopping these. I think that's enough. And I'm gonna chop the basil leaves. Chop the basil very finely because the taste of basil is very strong, so you don't want to overdo it. We add a little garlic. Once all your ingredients are here, you add the balsamic vinegar, about a tablespoon, and some olive oil. Then you mix it well, and all you have to do is place it on top of the bread. Simple as this. Next we are going to saute the prawns. So I have all cleaned and washed the prawns, and I'm gonna pound some garlic. And heat the pan, add some olive oil into it, and then add the garlic. And then add some butter. Let the garlic roast for a while. You can season the prawns. You can add some salt, some pepper, and some rosemary, and just mix it all together. Once the garlic is turning brown, you can add the prawns. It's a very simple recipe, just garlic, some herbs, salt, pepper, and prawns. So once the prawn is in the pan, it's gonna get orangish in color, and you know, prawns is almost done in like 3 minutes to 4 minutes. Prawns will be cooked. As you can see, the color is changing and looks yummy. And finally you add a little, so I love spices, so we all Sri Lankans do, so I'm gonna add a little chili flakes on top. That's it. It smells really good here, guys. Very few ingredients, but the smell is really good and the taste is really nice, and you can serve, you can even use it if you have any parties. It's easy, but it's nice, it's yummy, people will love it, and it looks good. I'm just gonna dip the bread in corner of the same pan so that oil, the garlic, it goes into the bread as well, and it gives a really good taste. I see it's already done. See, the color changes, and then I'm going to place the prawns. And I'm going to pin a toothpick on top of the prawn so that it stays and it looks good. I'm going to taste it for you guys. So I love it. I hope you guys enjoyed my homemade.